Hey everybody, and welcome back to South Island Farm. Looks like we're out of digestate. Just trying to do a little field flipping here. It's getting toward the afternoon, late afternoon. Got almost all of the barley field harvested. Then we ran out of room. Hey Christian, what's up? So really we're just waiting for the sell point to open up tonight. And basically trying to make best use of our time. Went ahead and cultivated field that had the canola in it. Fertilized it with digestate before we did the cultivation. Discovered that I thought the seeder I had do direct seeding, but it doesn't. So I had to get a cultivator again. Except this time I bought it, opposed to lease it. Hey Nathaniel, what's up? So tonight we're going to see how much of this field we can get planted before it gets dark on us. We're going to see if we can't basically get our barley sold, get our canola sold, pay down some of our lease, or not our lease, but pay down some of our loan. See if we can't finish up the barley harvest. And we'll talk about what's changed on the map. We're using an updated version. Just got it earlier this evening. Some changes from the last time we were on. Hey, Junior McCullen, if I didn't say howdy, what's up? Wait, Carl. We also went out and leased a lime spreader. We're going to put lime on our fields this time around. And I was thinking about it after I got the lime spreader. I probably should have waited until game day tomorrow. I think I could have probably gotten one less day of lease charges by doing that, but oh well. I also went and bought pallets of lime, but got in the update, there's now a bulk lime point I'm going to talk about here in a little bit. All right. Put a couple rounds of digestate on this field already. Just kind of trying to get ahead of the game a little bit. But you can see we almost got it all in. Went ahead and staged our truck with our other trailer down at the sell point, just waiting for it to open up. Harvester there is full of grain, so we'll be able to empty that. This field up real fast. All of the warnings that we were seeing as a result of the 1.4 update have been corrected. The map is now warning and error-free as a result of the 1.7 update. The big lip that was over here at the entrance of this shed. We're going to use this shed as our home base. That's been corrected. See that here in a moment. There's now a power washer over at the farm for our use. That wasn't there earlier. And as I said, there is now a lime station down at the dock. Oh, I know there's lots of stuff updated. Basically, every Giants mod for 19 got re-released today with updated sounds. Just to remind you how many reskins of the Challenger tractor there were. What we need to remember is do not plant wheat or barley anymore. Can't store it. Just putting digestate on this field just to empty the tank. Go. Cab on that. Alright. Let's go down to the shop and get the lime. Spreader. Put some lime on the field. Oh, RDC got updated or got released, re-released for console. Yes. We don't notice those console re-releases from the Mod Hub because they don't change it. It doesn't show up as updated or modified. Only way to know for us would be to go into every non-console mod and basically see if it says console. Well, Don B here. A couple years ago, actually, Giants did an April Fool's joke. The Smello-Rama or something. Here you can see the lip's been fixed. Nice smooth transition in. Now, first version of the map we had, there was a big lip there. But basically, it was an April Fool's joke. But basically they said that you would be able to have the smells of the farm while you were playing Farm Sim. And apparently that came to market. Maybe. I don't know. It was like an April Fool's joke a couple years ago. Good to hear that that the RDC map was re-released for the consoles. They did something similar with a map for PC. I think it was a different version of Giants Island than what's out now, but there was a version of Giants Island that came out when 1.3 was in beta. Map only worked if you had the beta. If you didn't have the beta, you basically get in the map and it would basically be a black screen. We've got the power washer now. Was added, the update. So the map author of this map is CCS 101. What we'll be able to see down here is the see our truck staged with the trailer. Sell point over there. Can't do anything until those barricades go away. And here is our lime spreader that we leased and the lime pallets that I bought. Not thinking that now this silo here is now a lime fill point. The update. So didn't need to buy those. They're probably the lime is probably discounted too, so wasted money. I don't know when Welker Farms is coming out. I think it was in for testing, but Giants has been a little lackadaisical with updating the testing thread last couple weeks. So I don't think it's been updated since Tuesday or maybe Thursday of last week, maybe Monday. It's not been updated today, so it's hard to say really. Let's go ahead. Blender here. The narrow. Works. 11 tons of lime. Go. Heavy load. Hey John, what's up? Morning, David. The Millennial Farmer map is going to be part of the mod contest. So its submission deadline is July 6th. And if Giants holds to a time frame like they did for the 2017 mod contest, we should see released for download the maps and mods submitted to the mod contest about 5 or 6 days after the deadline. So that should be around middle of the following week. We should be able to download all of those mods and maps, including the Millennial Farmer map, for the purpose of judging and voting on those. Now, sadly, the ability to download those is going to be limited to PC players. Console players, at least with the Farm Sim 17 mod contest, were not able to download those. Oh, okay. Liam says it passed for PC but failed console, so I guess they're going for a simultaneous release. Means it sits, waits for a update. I think I'd heard that they were by the same group. Mapper's Paradise. I took the money and added the spreader arms so that we would get maximum spread in hopes that it would reduce the amount of runtime on the spreader here. And if it saves us an hour of spreading lease, then it was worth the upgrade cost. Hey, Sin Nuke, what's up? Looks like we're going to have to make a couple trips to Sell Point. Doesn't look like this is going to last very long. I am not in this gameplay. Felt that it would alter the difficulty of the challenge. Well, I'm doing pretty good. Just glad to get out here and work on the South Island farm. You can see we don't have an option to change the spread rate. Got updated today. It's good to hear, Carl. Now I know that I believe CCS 101 is working on updating that also with respect to the 1.4 warnings. I am waiting for seasons to come out before getting back onto Emerald Coast myself. But maybe we'll be able to get this in 2 loads. About halfway done. Spray rate mod actually would need to be modified on this map. This map is technically prepared for anhydrous ammonia, as is the most recent version of Emerald Coast. You can make a killing on compost. The amount of money that goes into making pre-compost, all you need is straw, manure. You can buy manure. It's pretty easy to put a field of wheat in and get straw. And you need sugar beets. Very easy to get sugar beets. That makes you pre-compost. You compact that in the bunkers, then you sell it. So since this map has been prepared with anhydrous, variable spray usage goes crazy with that. It doesn't know what to do with it because it doesn't have that fill type in defined. If we had an anhydrous spreader, you can see we can go here to pallets. I can actually get a anhydrous tank. It's 2,000 liters. This went a lot further than I thought. Got the whole field done in one tank load. We will get the whole field done in one tank load. Did. Sweet. Yeah, watch that today. So if y'all haven't seen it, Raznik's also uploaded his third video of the map. Sadly, he can't stream. He doesn't have a his internet connection is a little weak. But he uploaded a third video. He was putting his corn in. Interesting to see how long it takes for him to harvest that corn. Had to buy the cultivator there. Discovered seeder thought allowed direct seeding. Doesn't. Then I debated getting a different seeder. Of course, I've got seed in this one. I want to use the seed up at least before we go and place it. If we replace it, we'd probably get the Star seeder. It's a little narrower than this. It does allow direct seeding, so then we could eliminate and sell the cultivator back. Would save a little time on the tractor here. And with us leasing the tractor, it's important to minimize our hours. Sower is 100%. I'm going to take it down to the farm and do some maintenance on it. See if we can't maybe seed a little faster. Oh, check that out. They're picking up the lime from the... it's picking up the lime from the field. That's why it's turned all white. Sweet. Is that real dirt doing that, or is that something else? Now it's going away. We've been driving on the road. It's going to be so cool when Seasons comes out that we'll be able to repair our implements and vehicles and not have to have them get repainted. Kind of like the Warren look. As soon as we maintain it so that we can seed a little faster, it'll get a fresh coat of paint. I think we established that I didn't have Workshop Tabber in. Let's see. See, now it's been repainted. Now, that'll be a nice section of land to buy along that northern finger of the island. Four hours on this cedar. Yeah, look at that. Nine miles per hour, 8 miles per hour versus 6. Thought we'd put canola back in here. Did decent. That is 4 hours of real time, yes. Renata, I've got about 17 hours on the map of real time. The tractor here's got 13 hours of real time on it. Hey, Will, what's up? Got lime. Lime station. Worked. See about putting canola in the field real fast, and then gonna fast forward till nighttime. So sell some crop. Yeah, I mowed too close to the farm border over there. The farmland doesn't go all the way to the beach. Come around later and this up a little bit. The Real Dirt, the tire, what is it? The Real Dirt mod. I really like what it does to the tires. And I had no idea that it changed the cedar too. I heard Lancey Boy put a post up on his Facebook related to the map he's working on and the 1.4 update. Sounds like he got a ton of those warnings. But he was saying that the farmland's no longer lined up anymore. Thought that was an interesting statement. Wonder if that's due to his texture images not being the right resolutions. Something. I didn't know why his would be not lining up anymore. Just as a result of the update. I don't know, the way I was reading it, it was as if, Monday it was fine, Tuesday it wasn't. The only thing different was, the update. Yeah. But it works. I was cultivating, I did clear this grass area out. Got a little further away from the edge. Clear the grass area. Let's see. Let's see if I can. Nope. Just have to leave it like it is. It's easier that way, right? Just think about it in squares and rectangles. That wrong. 70. I thought that was right. Complete. That was right. Looks wrong. Hey, Mervin, what's up? Dropping by. I saw a video the other day on the tubes of you. Looks like Alien Jim's got himself a Nebraska map. Not a Nebraska map, a Nevada map? In-state map. Saw some folks had some early access preview videos out. Like it was submitted to Giants for testing. Kind of a surprise. Kind of surprised that he didn't submit it to the mod contest. Really surprised maps coming out right now nowadays aren't mod contest bound. Multi-terrain angle, you can see my my crooked rows. So I'll ask you guys. So I put a comment up in the channel, in the community area, basically asking if there were what other games would you be interested in seeing brought into the channel. That's some interesting responses. Interesting to hear what you guys think. I think Roy, weren't you one that I think you said that in the community post? I actually had two folks suggest that one. That one's kind of high up on the possibilities, simply because I haven't bought it yet, but I've been itching to want to. I've been talking about you, Alien Jim. I've been talking about that new map. Saw a teaser posted on the Facebook Book of Face. Watched it the other night. It's interesting. So you got some new tricks up your sleeves. But it was already in the testing of giants. Johnny V is in the house. Apparently you can do multiplayer Anno. You know, Johnny V's been doing multiplayer Anno with Ice. Now, you know, I read them. Read the comments. On this field in a few minutes, and then we'll be able to we'll fast forward to evening. Well, Roy, I'll tell you the truth. I've been a little unmotivated. Put a lot of time into Farm Sim at the moment. Calling it the pre-season's depression. Hey, Jim, it's fine. Give the map to whoever you want to give the map to. It's all up to you. I enjoyed watching the video. Flight Sim? I don't have any Flight Sim stuff. Flight Sim seems to be a big investment. I did watch some early folks play it. Seems like it talks a lot to you. Now, the pre-global company slump. Well, Johnny V, the lucky thing is if I do fall out of my chair, I'm only about 6 inches to the ground. Sit in a racing cockpit when I do this. The chair is about 6 inches off the ground. I thought it was interesting. I saw the bit at the end. bit at the end where the guy was showing the custom paint textures, because you have you know, dry grass, yellow grass, green grass, whatever it is. For me, pre-seasons in 17, that's where production was key on keeping my interest. Big into production stuff. And seasons came out, and production just went poof, gone. Didn't care about it anymore. I did see a Brown. I did see what looked like a an irrigation boom off to the side at the main farm. I suspect it was just decoration, but I did see one. Interesting concept where you could buy the field, like in 17, where you could just buy the actual field area, or you could buy the area around the field and not the field. So if you just wanted the field, didn't care about expanding the field or anything, daggone, then you could just buy the field. If you wanted to expand the field, then you could buy the area outside the field. It was a pretty cool concept. Eager to see what Seasons does with weeds. Early on, they showed a screenshot of their implementation of the weed system, and it looked like weeds were just patchy, as opposed to blanket weeds. The video I watched wasn't short. It was like 45 minutes. Area 51 is represented, so I'm sure there's some aliens around the map somewhere. That's how you get your cows delivered. That would have been funny. Hey, Johnny V. Check you later. So you buy your cows, and they teleport up to a UFO that then flies them over and beams them down. I was saying I was surprised you didn't hold off and submit it for the mod contest, given that the deadline is so close. Oh, you mean it's for the unmodest? Yeah, aliens, I thought they had, well, you watch the alien movies, they got some big mouths. Big, big teeth, big tails. Aliens in V. Everybody remember V? Raise your hand if you're old enough to remember the miniseries V. Little kid when that came out, that was a one freaky show. I doubt you'll be at the bottom of the list, so you don't have to worry about that. That was one freaky show. You didn't know that they were like, snake lizard people. Till they like ate rats and then peeled their face off. Well, Jacer, I think you could relive it by watching it on Netflix. Hey, Bunny Gaming, what's up? Oh, here comes March of the Weeds. Oh, and the weeds don't come back in the grass. I was thinking based on that picture that they showed early on, they showed a little work in progress picture of weeds. Remembering right. Be cool if there was like a little sprayer attachment for the gator, and like you basically hooked up the gator to this little mini sprayer. Maybe you had like a little backpack, like a little sprayer wand backpack you put on that held a couple gallons of herbicide. Then you could walk around your field and just hand spray the weeds. Bunny, I play. I'm ambidextrous with respect to keyboard and steering wheel. It's kind of interesting. Like at this very moment, I'm using the steering wheel. I guarantee you, when I get to the end of the row, I'm going to use the keyboard. But right now, I'm just using the keyboard to turn. And I'm back to the wheel. Now in 15, we had that that sprayer add-on that that would add the ability to turn the booms on and off, and sections of the booms on and off automatically based on the need to fertilize. That would be really cool, is if the guy that wrote that script could get that in 19. You could literally just turn it on and pretend that you had sensors that detected the need to spray weeds and stuff. Yeah, the spray add-on requires you to go in and add stuff to the sprayer. Basically, like to define spray areas or sections or whatever. I don't know. I never knew how to do it. All right, well, that does that. Let's fill in now. Oh, turn dark. 7:30. Still does that. Eight o'clock. The time. What's in here? We have solar cells, but we don't have batteries. We have our truck with our wheat in it, waiting for Dave. Waiting for it to the barrier to drop. Oh, look, oh, oh. Sell now. Yeah, the bump at the door is a lot better. $7,000. Let's go finish our. Man, it gets dark here. Let's finish our barley harvest. Let's get our canola. I'm going to try to put our canola in the big trailer. Not a lot of light pollution here on the island, so when it gets dark, it gets dark. I can tell you, dark. See where the pipe is. There, that should work. All right. Get our barley. One trip down here. Then I think we'll pay off a little bit of our loan. Loan interest isn't so high tonight. Tomorrow is legit the longest day. It's not just going to feel like it's the longest day because it's a Friday. It's too legit to quit. That's what the longest day is. Well, that means that GTX and Johnny V, tomorrow's their shortest day. This reminds me of driving in the country at home where you better know what the road's going to do because you can't see a darn thing. Whoa, I guess I was going to say, we're, we're apt to run into our harvester before we can see it. Look at that. It has lights that just turn on. We're going to leave the battery. We're going to leave the lights on. You have a chance of finding this thing. Oh, look, at least this harvester's got a light on the pipe. Or it has a side light directed toward the pipe. That's nice. That's nice. This is a nice little harvester. Like I said earlier, the display there, if y'all can see it, says 338 liters. Matches vehicle inspect up there. The advisor 2 screen has the liter capacity. It's in the bin. If you're one of those HUDless players, this harvester would be really good for you. Just keep an eye on that and know when you're about close. The header is just narrow enough that you can really get a good perspective on it in cab. Dare say it might be one of those least used harvesters in game. Let's just check. See, yep, our next field is ready to harvest. Those are the oats. We're going to keep some of the oats back because, like I said, I think we're going to buy a horse stable. We're going to import the horses, and we're basically going to breed. We're going to breed horses. Got a big market on the island for tourism. Start one of those agri tourist things where you pay me money and you come visit my farm and you do work. And that explains why my hired helpers are just so awful. Almost there. Be able to move in the morning because, see, I want to sell this grain. I can't store it. Need to sell it while the ship's here. Otherwise, I'll be stuck with it for another day. There you go. In the bin. Hey, Raznik, what's up? Selling her first crop. Experiencing the dark night. Enter the void. Void of doom. I hear those videos get raving reviews. Comments left are absolutely spectacular. I think in post-production, you should put a death counter up, just to keep track. Oh. I said the videos get raving reviews. Intellectual comments. Death counter. Yeah, at some point we need to know if they start recycling the same people. Hey, Darren, what's up? Checking out the update. Trying to stay on the road. Still our barley. Canola. Price we're getting for them. Barley's at 21.46. Canola is a high at 29.7. Hey, Christian, what's up? Another $22,000 in the bank. That gives us a profit of $50,000. Nice. You want to repay? $50,000. Our loan is a little less expensive tonight. Oh. All right, we're gonna park her here. Connect everything. Connect. All right, what time is it? 9 o'clock. Get a good 10 hours sleep. There we go. Nice ambient bird noises here. Let's see here. We got. Should have got rid of that trailer, shouldn't I? Store oats. You can store soybeans. And those are the only 2 crops I've got left. Seriously, these 2 colors are just too close. So we should have got rid of this trailer. Got rid of that last night. Well, where else are they going? Well, they could live in the. You know, you could put bird sounds in the buildings that don't have doors. Birds would be up in the rafters. Well, Connor, it's a belief of mine. It may not hold any merit, but it's a belief of mine that if you're attached to something that you're leased, that basically you get charged while you're attached to it. It could be a false belief. But when you lease something, like let's pretend we had a skid steer. And we have these forks. It costs us $40 to lease the forks up front, $8 to lease per day, and $16 per hour that we are actually using the forks. Well, it may not hold merit. Let's say that you leave this connected. It may consider them in use while they're connected. If you detach them and they just sit there, most you're going to get charged is $8 a day if you don't use them. So the same holds for a water trailer. So, all right, look at this. Costs $95 a day. Costs $9,500 to buy it. If you leased this, it would take about 90 game days, 90 some game days before your lease cost would equal your purchase price if you never used it. Okay? If all you ever did was transport water from a water source to the trough, it's going to take you a lot of game days to use up an hour, $199. So it's almost It almost makes no sense to ever buy water trailer, because even on the most longest running gameplays you might have, how many hours are you actually going to end up having on the water trailer? So it's just a belief. I don't know if it holds any merit. I get this guy seed or weeding while we are harvesting. Hey, Carl, he muted. He's actually recording an episode of Into the Void. He's here, but not here. Start the guy over here. And we're off. Oh, turn it on. I think we're going to scatter our straw with this load of oats. Next crop of oats, we'll windrow it and collect it for our horses. See here, Will, this patch of grass that I left here, it's grown back in. There's the weeds there, so weeds don't come back in the grass. This field won't take too long. This will probably be probably take us to the end of the stream. Need lots of rest for the longest day of the year tomorrow. is reciprocal. It's the shortest day for sure. And unload once they're around here. Oh, did you also do you try to increase the likelihood of rain? This tropical isle. I just saw the weather forecast says cloudy, so we'll see, I guess. Yep, this holds true. This is the quality work you get when you just let anyone come in off the street, pay you money so that they can do farm work for you. Tell the guy to weed a field, and somehow he weeds part of it, then drives off and works in the complete wrong other section. Really, what's going on with this guy? Back to work. This other guy is going to work out any better. Roy, I have not. It kind of interests me. Um, so one of the first kind of games that I got into was a game called Caesar. Where like you built the city and you had little dudes walking around, and like you had a little fire duck guy walking around, and he would only go through so many intersections. And they would at an intersection they would randomly turn. So the goal was to kind of limit your intersections. Then there was a spin-off of that called Zeus. There were a couple other games that kind of had the same play dynamic. That was years, decades ago. Decades ago. No, we don't have a mini bar. We can't have drunken farming. David, I played Command and Conquer a lot in the mid '90s. Played that in college. Remember playing a multiplayer. I had to found this application that would let you play multiplayer over a WAN link, as opposed to just local multiplayer. And I worked in the computer lab at the time, and I would get some folks together, and we would go in the computer lab at night after hours and just do multiplayer. In fact, I bought the whole Command and Conquer series. Got it here on PC. I haven't figured out. I can't get it to. I can't get it to do anything but play full screen. And I want to play it at something other than full screen, so that I can do an image capture. I can do a game capture. But I haven't put much time into it. Got it a while back. I thought Anna was kind of like the Caesar and Zeus type games where you had to put down buildings, and then your people got upgrades. There was a version. There was a Europe version. There was a not a Europe, but was a Egyptian version. I don't remember what it was called. Basically, you had to build like pyramids and monuments. You had to have like a brick factory, and you had to have like a lumber to make the ramps, and you had to have like workers and these other factions. Then basically they would go and build. Yeah, Pharaoh. That's it. They basically would go and build, the Sphinx, or they'd build a pyramid. Early stages, they would build different types of pyramids with different types of bricks or blocks. Bigger pyramids were made out of limestone, so you had to have a quarry. Of course, all along you had to have uh, the food vendors walking around the city selling your people food and clothing people, and fire and police. Uh-oh, soybeans are ready. Like they got ready right before our very eyes. Yeah, Pharaohs. Played that, played Caesar, played Zeus. They all kind of were the same. The Zeus principle was you had a bunch of different gods, and the gods, I think, gave your people power ups or bonuses or traits or something. Never got into Civilization. I don't know, I just think I just couldn't get into the interface. That's why I'm kind of liking City Skylines now that I've played it a little bit more. I've got a whopping 50 hours into it, so not a lot of time. I've built some cities up to 75,000 people, so I've got a better idea of overall progression. Now I just got to work better on planning, laying things out. Let me got a half hour on that. 1.3 hours. I've got a half hour on this trailer. So does the usage on the trailer count? You know, how does that count? That is that when the truck engine is running and it's attached? Is it? It's definitely not when it has grain in it. I don't know. I'm sure it could, Roy, with more time into it. But I think at that point, then it maybe is the goal of efficiency and refinement and honing your practice. And there's a fleet of mods. Oh my gosh, there's like a trillion mods for the game that can give you even more ability. So I think at some degree, then once you get kind of bored or proficient with the base game, then it's just like Farm Sim, diving into the mods and seeing how that affects things. Oh, wait, we still have to clear the weeds up on this side. Will saying he wants to do Guitar Hero. Isn't that it? Yeah, full-grown weeds are impervious to weeders. Peter can't pull them out, deroot them. Oh, it's already full. Now we can finish our fertilizing here. Six-foot-tall weed. It sounds like a tree. You've stopped your work, and I see oats in front of you. Once again, this is what happens when you start an agri-tourism business. But at least they're paying me money to work. They walk off. Once they realize it's not near as fun as the video games say it is. Look, how can you be done? This job's not done. Oh, it's right in front of you. Hey, Lagweasel, are you talking about the Outer Limits? Uh, we were talking about that on a different Discord yesterday. That's kind of popular in some areas. Like there's a farm in the area here that grows a bunch of pumpkins. Of course, around the appropriate time of year, you can go and pay a lot of money, to walk around their farm and pick up pumpkins. And then you know what you get to do? You get to pay even more money to take those pumpkins home. And while you're there, they have food, which you get to pay money for. And they offer... This place actually is pretty cool. They actually have what's that thing where you ride the horse and it goes up and down? A merry-go-round. They have one of those, like a big-time, carnival merry-go-round inside this shed. So kids can ride on that. That doesn't cost money, shockingly. They've got this giant, like culvert tube that they've buried in the side of a hill. That kids can basically get in the top and basically slide down this giant culvert tube slide. And, they got all kinds of other things. And they're packed. They're packed for weeks in autumn. People paying good money to show up and do a little bit of pretend farming. Pick up some pumpkins off the field. Then pay so much money, so many cents per pound, whatever pumpkins you collect. And basically, it supplements the farm's income, obviously, after the harvest and everything. Does sound interesting. We don't have fighter jets. We do have an aeronautical place not too far from work. Operates a small private airport. Planes of all kinds of sizes coming into there for repair and whatnot. What's what you get for living on a coast. Oh, you enjoying that old Russian tractor? Should be nice and cheap and powerful. So are the Blue Angels Navy or Air Force? So bales in 1.4. You don't lose bales if you feed bales and they don't need the full volume. What you're saying? So like in 1.3 and before, if you fed a 4,000 liter bale but they only needed 1,000 liters, they would get 1,000 liters, but the 4,000 liter bale would vanish. Now, if they only need 1,000 liters, you end up with a bale that has 3,000 liters left. Saying? It's good to hear. Hey, Big Jim Farming, just saw your message. We are, yep, about done. Yeah, well, it depends who you talk to, right? There's GTX. What's up? I think what we're going to do is we're going to finish going and getting a load of lime down at the new lime fill point. And then we'll call it a night. They used to let you overfill the trough. But then prior to 1.4, if you had sheep and the sheep only needed 1,000 liters, 2,000 liters, and you fed them a 4,000 liter bale, then you look at the food, and it says they have 2,000 liters of hay, you're like, hey, where did the other half of my bale go? Because the bale just vanished. And you're like, I'm getting ripped off. Now, 1.4, if you feed them and they only need 2,000 liters, you end up with a bale that has 2,000 liters left. I guess in theory, you could put a bale there and just let it slowly dwindle itself down. Hey, Paul, what's up? See what 11 tons of lime costs. $1,200. I don't know if that's discounted or not. Oh, sweet. You gotta talk to the lumber guy. So it's been updated now to support 1.4. Oh, on 1.2, that's how you sell logs. It's not been updated yet to fix 1.4. You never updated yet. Oh, at least the pipe's out. Alright guys, that's where we're going to call it for the night. So if Will's still thinking that this might be a weekend release or not, you're running the most up-to-date version. Got a hold of it just a little bit earlier today. Added the line point, fixed the entrance to the building, fixed all of the 1.4 warnings and messages, and added the added a power washer at the main farm. See you later, Carl, and everyone else. I don't know what we'll be doing tomorrow night. We might be on here. We might be doing something completely different, or I might just be doing some stuff, just not streaming. So next time, happy farming.